Not to that extent.
There's some concerns at the hospital that she has let me just tell you what it says, okay? Her right wrist and elbow look deformed.
And they twisted her arm, but
So was this a regular thing, or were you remembering one time when he twisted her arm?
Her arm was deformed from how much the dad would just like twist it and stuff. Oh my God.
maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times tops, but it's been a minute though since that happened. Since last one
Quite a while.
happened. It didn't look that bad. I mean, it really
Well,
did.
you're saying it didn't look that bad. What do you mean? Did it look bad at all?
A little bit, yes.
Okay.
I mean,
When
there
was
you go.
that?
There you go. That's where the neglect comes into play. That's why the mom is not innocent at all. She noticed these things and she didn't do anything.
back in February,
Didn't get help.
March, she complained about it hurting.
Okay.
But like I said, I wouldn't think that it was to that extent the damage.
Okay.
But you know, you more than likely are right. You know, I probably just didn't see exactly the cause of the damage.
But even with these shocking accounts of what Ava has been through over the last year, the detectives still suspect there's more.
Why does she have cigarette burns on her back?
The hell you mean cigarette burns? What? Are you serious?
There's a spot on her back looked like a cigarette burn to me.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am. Why would
Oh, how much you want to bet that was her? How much do you want to bet the cigarette burns was her? Because of how she's reacting. She's actually reacting like way more shocked this time. Probably because hearing this is making her go like, oh damn, like that was me. Like I did that. So I need to really act like shocked to make sure that they don't suspect it was me. Yeah. How much you want to bet the cigarette burns was done by her?
I say it?
Are you serious?
Because again, up until now, she's been acting like the victim.
There's a spot on her back looked like a cigarette burn to me.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am. Why would I say it? Have you ever seen him put a cigarette out on her or burn her with a cigarette?
Have I seen him do it? No.
Well, what
But
does that mean?
would I put it past him? No.
When Bruce is questioned about these injuries, he points the finger right back.
You smoke?
Do I smoke?
Smoke.
Cigars? Yeah.
Cigars?
Yeah.
How'd you get the wound on her back, the lower back?
I don't know that either. I don't know that either.
It looked like a cigar burn.
Samantha smokes too, but
No,
I
she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
What does she smoke?
Cigars. She smokes more than I do. I don't smoke that often.
You ever tore her by your arm? Real hard, grabbed her anywhere? Ever complained about any problem with her arms, wrist, or elbow, anything like that?
No, she's been pretty healthy.
She's in the hospital. She's not very healthy at all.
May I ask what?
No, you may not.
I know she had a little gash above her eye, and Samantha told me that. And I told her we're going to have to stop doing this. If you put a gash over her eye, we're going to be in trouble for this kind of crap. Yeah.
You did that. You did that with a stick.
No, I didn't.
But with Samantha putting the vast majority of the blame on Bruce, it's up to her to explain why she didn't just take Ava and leave.
You want her to grow up and thinking that being beaten by a big man is the way to live? You don't like it?
I can't wait.
You ever taken her to the hospital for any injuries?
I wanted to.
Why didn't you?
Because I'm terrified of that man when he gets back.
You won't allow me to? Don't want to risk it.
Has he ever told you not to tell anybody anything?
What will happen if you did? He told you what happened?
Not exactly. I mean, he's threatened to shoot me before.
You don't need to go back to that house. There are services. There's the healing house. It's a domestic violence shelter for people. Yes, that's available. There are services that go along with that.
Samantha says she has a friend who offered to take her and the girls in if things got bad in the home.
So how come you haven't done that before now? And like I said, this is not judgment. I'm trying to understand how your thinking is, how things came to this, not as a judgment, okay?
Because I know how bad his temper could get.
Okay.
And I don't really feel like having to look over my shoulder whether or not I'm going to be shot in the back.
Okay.
In any event, 33-year-old Samantha England's next destination is neither a domestic violence shelter nor her friend's house. Following her interview, she was arrested and charged with 1 count of abuse of a child. Her case remains ongoing.
That's good. I'm glad she got consequences. Yeah. Here's the thing. I do understand the wife's perspective. Like I do understand these domestic abuse cases, especially with a man like this. Everybody's going to be scared of him. Like, especially the wife, you know? Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Especially the victim is going to be the most scared, like the little kid. But also I do understand the woman is going to feel some kind of fear because he's a woman, you know? On average, the man is going to be stronger than her, is going to be capable of more damage. So I do understand that. that, but at the same time, she sat and watched. She didn't get help. She had multiple opportunities to leave. She was well aware of the little girl's injuries and didn't take her to a hospital. So she is guilty. So I'm glad she got consequences.
I'm sorry, I've got no more to say. But
All right, well, then we're done. You need to be quiet.
Diva. Oh, my queen.
Let's step
Yes,
out.
sir.
Let's go. I don't want to hear you yelling in there to talk to me anymore either.
55-year-old Bruce Anglin was arrested and charged with 2 counts of abuse of a child, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit abuse of a child, 1 count of false imprisonment, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit false imprisonment. He's pled not guilty to the charges. According to the district attorney, both Bruce and Samantha are being held without bond at the Luna County Detention Center while awaiting trial. Both children have been placed in protective custody with the state. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light.
Okay, so there's no sentencing yet? Okay, hold on. Nah, I don't see it. Yeah, no, I don't see an update. No, I don't see an update. But, no, yeah, just absolutely heartbreaking case. Once again, I want to point out the voice is what got me, bro. The voice of that little girl at the beginning of the video, so much life in her voice, considering the cruelty that was enacted on her by these 2 monsters here, cooperating with the police. She wanted to like appear strong. Like whenever they asked her, are you hurt? She was like, nope, I'm okay. Yep, it breaks my heart, man. She sounded like a pure soul. And the fact that this guy, this piece of shit right here, demonized her so much was like, soul. And the fact that this guy, this piece of shit right here, demonized her so much was like, treated her like the spawn of Satan, and like he had genuine beef with her. Like, bro, she's 6 years old. And then he was like doing this weird projecting thing by saying that she was touching the 2-year-old in inappropriate ways. This guy was 1000% a weirdo creep himself, and I bet he was just projecting his inner thoughts onto her. So yeah, I mean, I haven't seen an update. Unfortunately, I just tried Googling a bunch, and I went around searching for some kind of court proceeding, some kind of court hearing.
Gabriel Milan. Voilà. Si, go, go, go. La 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 la. Miam miam bodo. Hey. Nope.
French's Squeeze the Joy.
And see Minions and Monsters July 1st, rated PG.
This isn't just any chat, it's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask.
I always thought he was a cute little boy, you know, but I was older and I was already dating the kid's dad. I knew him since he was 11.
Oh my god. He looks younger than me, and he has braces.
Ash Trevino calls her private parts her nunu, and she has this whole song about it.
That's what she calls her cooch? A nunu?
I've already seen his BB, and he's already seen my nunu.
She's 36 and he's 19, bro. Dude, tell me that does not look like a mom and her son.
And she does even more alarming stuff. These are all the things that people are trying to report to CPS. She says that she will be open and fine with dating an inmate that has charges of SA on a child.
You're my 30th inmate. Did I not tell you that? I'm not with no one.
You're my 30th.
You want to know how it smells? As Santos, he know it smell well.
Oh my god.
She flashes a 19-year-old boy on a live stream.
And it's a live stream, so little kids are watching too.
I told you, I got you.
Oh my god, nah.
Is that a singular air mattress on the floor? Just a singular air mattress in the room for both of her daughters to share. She brings in around $1,000 to $2,000 in a singular day.
I am back. Oh, whoa, chill. No more stalling. I know nothing about this. That's crazy. Everybody in YouTube chat was calling me a boomer for not knowing anything about it. I didn't even know who Ash Trevino was because I'm not that locked in, I guess. I'm employed, guys. I'm employed. I'm sorry. Hello, YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be watching Worst TikTok Mom Loves to Date Killers in Prison and Makes Daughters Call Them Daddy by Rotten Mango. Okay, again, a bit of context. I don't know who Ash Trevino is, but everybody in chat was telling me, hey, did you hear about the Ash Trevino thing? And I was like, no, I'm employed. I think she's a TikToker. I think somebody in chat said she likes them young. Is she a diddler? She hangs out with teenagers. Oh, wait, how old is she? She's ooh. Before we get into today's video, as you can see, we are streaming on Twitch right now. Say hi, chat, say hi to YouTube. No, yeah, we watch videos like this all the time. Vocaloid as well, of course. Yeah, we also play games sometimes, so make sure you join us, and also make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter to stay updated on what I'm doing to your mom. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
Bada bing, bada boo.
Have you ever heard of the Russian sleep experiment? It's a fake fictional story. It's a creepypasta where 5 subjects, they're prisoners of war. They're given the option. You can take part in our sleep study where you will be awake for 30 full days. You don't get an inkling of sleep for 30 days, a month. And if you survive, if you make it to the end, you can be free. We're not going to hold you prisoner anymore. You can walk out of here and nobody is going to hurt you. It's a singular month in exchange for the rest of your life. Why would you not take it? The experimenters, the researchers, they developed this special gas that's going to prevent the subjects from falling asleep. And the first 5 days, everything goes well. They hardly complain. They're like, this is the best thing ever. We're going to be free in 25 days. After the first 5 days, the subjects start exhibiting severe paranoia. They stop talking to each other. Their only companions in the entire study, they turn on each other. They start whispering into the microphones for the researchers. They believe if they turn on their fellow subjects, they can win the trust of the experimenters that are testing on them and guarantee their freedom. 9 days in, one of the subjects does not stop screaming for 3 hours straight. He is screaming until he tears his vocal cords. And long story short, by the halfway mark, all of the windows that the experimenters are looking into, they're covered in feces. They tell the subjects on the intercom, we are opening the chamber to test the microphone. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your immediate freedom. They just hear a singular voice call back out to them.
What are we talking about right now? This is about a TikTok mom, right? What is this?
By the end of it, the researchers go in and they got to get the subjects out. They find once they open the door, the subjects have started tearing off their own flesh, consuming it. The researchers are providing the medical care that's needed to save them. But in the end, the subjects, they all want to go back into that chamber. They all want more of that stimulant gas. The same thing that ruined them, turned them into these violent zombie-like creatures. They want that gas. They don't want to sleep. So the experimenters ask, why would you possibly want something that destroyed you? They say, well, I must remain awake. It's an addicting idea, the theory, the concept of what happens to humans if they don't sleep. There are content creators that have been trying to replicate that feeling. TikTok Live being one of the platforms. It's called Disturbed Sleep live streams. This is a whole niche of TikTok live streams. A camera is set up and it's live streaming a tiny little bunker-esque room with a tiny bed. There are neon lights typically everywhere. It's not the type of environment that you're going to catch some good quality sleep. You have the live streamer on the bed, and then there's this board behind them. And this live streamer, I mean, their eyes are closed, they're acting like nobody else is in the room with them. It feels oddly voyeuristic and illegal. The board usually says, for this donation, this will happen. So for example, for a Galaxy donation, a giant air balloon puppet, the ones you see in front of the car dealerships, will blow up, fill up the room, and start singing Baby Shark loudly at full volume. The concept is very simple. You donate money to watch the live streamer get woken up over and over and over again, not being allowed to fall asleep, never getting the sleep that they desperately claim that they want.
Are they sleeping or are they sitting there?
They're sleeping. They're laying down, eyes closed.
So how did that balloon pop up?
Once you donate, it's all automated.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if someone is there helping.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, and they make money. You get your own...
The things people do for money on TikTok, bro, it's actually insane and dystopian.
Own little Russian sleep experiment. You get to torture these live streamers and humanity becomes less appealing for aliens to save. This is the TikTok live streaming world. It is like an internet's no man's land. And as of recently, a woman named Ash Trevino becomes
there's our girl.
A woman named Ash Trevino becomes one of the more perverse additions to TikTok Live. Ash Trevino is a 36-year-old woman from Texas, really doing well for herself on...
No, I'm from Texas. Don't make us look bad. Oh, God.
She claims that the most that she's ever made in a single live stream, one sitting there for 2.5 hours, she received $12,000 in donations. $12,000. And her content is not even that stimulating. Like if you're swiping through TikTok Live, you see a man sleeping next to a giant air balloon puppet, you see a man crying on live, these are gonna capture your attention. She just sits there at her makeup desk on the phone talking to her boyfriend. And you're just listening to them talk. You listen to their conversation like a little fly on the wall. I mean, one of her many boyfriends. One of them is named Francisco, and the live stream is set up to face her. She's got him on speakerphone on a separate phone, and she's all giggly. She's like a little girl in love. She's 36 though, so I guess a woman in love. She puts the phone up to the live stream.
2.3K people watching you right now.
Francisco, you just hear his voice. He says, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna share advice. Like if you wanna take the time of your day to actually get to know me.
You want to take the time of your day to actually get to know me?
No, I don't need them to like you. I don't need them to like you, sir.
Oh my God.
Guys, he's innocent, and I don't care what y'all say, what y'all think, he's innocent. And y'all are gonna see that. And when he becomes...
What the commenting?
And yeah, they were like, oh, he's not innocent, he's dumb, this and that. Oh, they said he's innocent, but he's in jail. Oh my God, they said, honestly, rip to those who lost their lives.
Viewers.
What? So he killed people and they're making jokes about it?
Honestly, rip to those who lost their lives.
What is this shit? And she's laughing about it. What the fuck?
Ash Trevino's viewers, they start turning on her, asking her, why would any of this be funny? Why is this funny to you? Why are you laughing? And she responds angrily, why is it funny? Because you guys are sitting there posting it on my stuff. That's why it's funny. Because y'all are making it seem like some man is guilty of that when he has nothing to do with that. So that's why it's so funny, because y'all are blaming somebody that's innocent. Like, y'all don't even know the whole freaking story, bro. Y'all see what y'all hear and what y'all read, and it's not even the truth. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Which has people begging the question, what did he do? What is he innocent of? March 28th, 2018, 9:30 p.m. The King County Sheriffs are called to this apartment complex. It's a big apartment complex. It's one of those where you have multiple different units, multiple different buildings.
Okay, so we're about to learn what he did.
And the police, they know why they're called to the apartment, but even when they get there physically, it's like every single resident came out of their unit and now they're just running. They're scrambling. People are running every which way. The entire apartment complex feels like all hell has broken loose. The police go straight to the place where everybody is running away from. They go straight there. They're going in the opposite direction. They get to the side of the apartment complex, and on the pavement, they find two bodies, laying there soaked in blood. Two teenage girls, 13-year-old Elizabeth Juarez and 19-year-old Eviana Cortez. And now the question that police have is, why would anybody want to kill two teenage girls? Especially one that's 13. This doesn't even make any sense. What kind of people have it out for them? In 13-year-old Elizabeth's bag, they find a black can of spray paint. And above her body, they see all of this graffiti. They're called like gang tags. You mark your territory, essentially street gangs will, by graffitiing their symbols, their names, their street names, their gang names, their acronyms. And it has been reported that Elizabeth, 13-year-old Elizabeth, was part of the Southside Locos. It's a street gang. And I say was a part of very loosely because she's 13. I barely knew what I was doing at 13. The last thing that I had the mental capacity to do is pledge my loyalty and life to a gang. But apparently, she had seen that a rival from an opposing gang, their rival street gang, was moving into their apartment complex. And prior to moving in, they had come in and graffitied their name, ULK, all over the apartment complex. So as the rival gang member, she goes and she just starts crossing it out. She crosses out their acronyms, crosses out their names, and that is perceived to be a direct threat. Somebody sees her doing this. Now you're gonna think, if you see a little 13-year-old girl graffitiing on the side of the wall, even if you're a part of the opposing gang, I don't know, aren't there codes of conduct?
Yeah, bro. Gang shit, sometimes it's just so fucking cringe. Like, you see a little 13-year-old girl graffitiing over your shit, and then you as a grown man, you're like, I'm gonna fucking murder you. And then, like, what? You think you're tough, bro? Like, for doing that? What kind of message do you think that sends anyway? Like, yeah, I'm tough. I'm strong. I murder 13-year-old girls.
Would you not just think to yourself, what has this 13-year-old gotten into joining a gang? But no, she is shot and killed. Along with her, Eviana Cortez, who just happened to be there that day. She had nothing to do with the
look at her.
Elizabeth is shot in the back of the head and the back of the left thigh. Eviana is shot 4 times to her stomach, leg, and left ear. They are both pronounced dead at the hospital.
So he lives there and he just walked out and opened fire?
In a car.
The drive-by.
That is Francisco, and that is what he is in jail for. This is the person that TikToker, if you can even call her that, viral train wreck, Ash Trevino, is dating and is live streaming, talking to on the phone while he's in prison for these crimes. She said, they said RIP to the people who lost their lives, and she's cackling. She claims that he's innocent, but is he really?
Ew.
19 shell casings were found at the crime scene, and Francisco's DNA was found on those shell casings. In Francisco's apartment, they find a revolver, a 9mm magazine matching the shell casings left at the crime scene. They find a laser sight for a handgun. To help aim, they find loose ammo as well as writing that confirmed Francisco's gang affiliation. They find messages and photos referencing the double homicide on his phone. In one video that Francisco takes, he is at the memorial for both of his victims. This is days after the murder, allegedly saying, "Man, shows you the repercussions when you with a G-man. You already know what it is. ULK."
Did he just really say that shit? Shows up to a 13-year-old girl's grave. This is what happens when you mess with a G-man.
You already know what it is. ULK, his gang name. It is believed that he sent this video to fellow gang members on Snapchat. They also found messages from another gang member to Francisco sending a picture of Elizabeth with the words "RIP little one," to which Francisco's account responds, "That bitch." 13-year-old. But another aspect to this case that makes people feel like, yeah, sure, but he's definitely guilty. He's got quite a list of crimes that he's been convicted for aside from the double homicide. Tampering with evidence. He tried to intimidate a minor to take the fall for a gun that was found in his car. He has 2 convictions for assault, one of which took place in the jail. The reason that he assaulted a fellow inmate is apparently a guy walks into the unit. Turns out he's part of the rival gang, and without any provocation, Francisco takes off his jail slippers and just starts jumping on this man, punching, kicking him, throwing him onto the ground out of nowhere. Aside from that, the 4 assault cases, the witness tampering case, Francisco is already in prison for another murder that he has been convicted of another rival gang member. He is connected to 3 separate murders, 4 assault cases, 1 case of tampering with a witness. The prosecutors wrote this about him. Given the defendant's brutal course of conduct and disregard for human life, the defendant clearly presents a substantial likelihood of danger to the entire community. He is in prison, but somehow, that is exactly what TikToker Ash Trevino wants in a romantic partner. She likes to date men in prison that are accused of doing heinous things and documents all of this on her TikTok live streams. Netizens are getting involved.
I doubt she even likes it. I think she knows it gets views. Like, she sees the views that her lives get, obviously the money. That's the first thing people look for. So I think now she's just milking it. Because think about it, if the cameras weren't rolling, do you really think she would be trying so hard to get with like random motherfuckers just in jail? I think, yeah, no, that's just the more dystopian part about it. Fame, clout, and money. Okay, fame and clout kind of go hand in hand, but clout and money online makes people just forget all their morals. I 1000% believe a woman like this would date like Jeffrey Dahmer if she could stream it. If she could, that's an important detail. She would date Jeffrey Dahmer or some other mass killer if she could stream it.
In real time to try and call the authorities to get her children taken away from her and her prison boyfriends. They want to save her kids from her. Her being Ash Trevino, the now infamous inmate hopper.
Oh, wait, y'all weren't joking. I thought y'all were like kind of I thought you guys came up with that name for her, inmate hopper. But not hearing Stephanie say that shit, I almost laughed.
I will have to say that I embarked on this brain rotting journey that is Ash Trevino's lore, believing that it was good. The more that I started jumping into the rabbit holes of court documents of her boyfriends, 2 things occurred. I believe that she is a danger to her children and perhaps even society. And 2, I feel like she has laid eggs in my brain. I feel like my IQ has dropped at least 10 points after listening to her live streams. So with that being said, let's get started. In the past few weeks, the internet has collectively band together to get a CPS case opened on a TikToker named Ash Trevino. Ooh. Ash Trevino is, I want to say she is constantly live streaming. It's like being a CCTV camera on her phone, just a wall camera, a fly on the wall.
One thing I'll say, she's not the easiest thing to look at. So obviously people are not watching for that. It's the fucking drama that she's always, I'm sorry.
On her phone, just a wall camera, a fly on the wall.
How old are her kids?
She is 36. She has 2 daughters that are 16 and 13. And she believes that the internet is unjustly trying to get
that's chop shit, bro.
Ashley addresses this in a live stream saying,
y'all are really trying to get my kids taken from me, and it's not going to happen. Do you know how many CPS cases I've had on me in the last 4 months, and I still have custody of my kids? Like, you do understand when you call CPS, you have to have actual proof that they're in an unfit condition, right? You do understand that, right? For those of y'all that love to call CPS on me, y'all do understand. You have to have proof that my kids are in harm's way, my kids are this, my kids are that, y'all really have to have proof.
So here is a list of proof that netizens have gathered against Ash Trevino.
Did she just brag about she had 20 cases on her?
And nothing has happened.
Bro, instead of doing a money spread, she can do like a case spread. Like, I got 20 cases on me, bitches. And she thinks that's a flex.
On her?
And nothing has happened. That's her biggest flex, biggest accomplishment, is evading CPS, falling through the cracks of CPS. In the state of Texas, one of the main things CPS workers are looking for is kitchen and food availability. The guidelines are along the lines of kitchen should have healthy, readily available food. CPS looks for balanced food options like fruits, vegetables, dairy, and proteins to ensure proper child nutrition. Which some netizens are pointing out that it seems like the entirety of the food consumption that Ash eats. I mean, there are fitness gurus who have done 40-minute videos on Ash Trevino's diet, just critiquing the way she eats. Her main consumption is hot Cheeto and bean.
Oh my god, I didn't want to fucking say it because I thought it was low-hanging fruit because she's like she's one of those Mexican girls. Oh my god, she's the hot Cheetos, man. Oh my god. And wait, did she say beans?
Her main consumption is hot Cheeto and bean dip.
She's setting us back. She's setting us back centuries, bro. Hot Cheetos and bean dip. It's like she literally just went on the internet and said like Mexican starter pack. No, Mexican girl starter pack. Oh fuck.
I'm the bean dip queen.
Ashley does these massive grocery hauls that netizens have been dubbing the Red 40 haul, Red 40 after the chemical coloring, because she will spend nearly $800 at the grocery store and just come home with different variations of hot Cheetos and sour candies, which I will say, not having access to healthy produce or fresh food is a big problem, especially in the state of this economy. And I don't think that netizens should dictate what other people eat or don't eat, but a few things. Ashley is a mother, and it's typically a natural want for parents to want to feed their kids fresh, healthy meals that are nutritious. But if she does not have the financial resources, that's one thing. But she is spending $700, $800 on chips.
Oh, she's not Mexican? Oh, well, whatever. I mean, Hispanic in general. That's the whole stereotype, whatever.
But she is spending $700, $800 on chips and snacks during these grocery hauls. There's not a fresh leaf in sight.
$700? Like,
and she lets you know.
100 bags of chips?
Yeah, she'll read you the whole receipt. She'll show you the receipt. She loves showing people how much money she spends.
$738.
Which naturally angers a lot of netizens. A lot of netizens feel like if I had $800 to blow on groceries in a single trip, I would get my kids everything fresh and nutritious.
She flexed a $700 receipt and how most of it consisted of chips.
Genuinely shocked on the live stream.
Oh, y'all want me to cook tomorrow?
Both of y'all. She gives both of her kids a death glare. Like they have asked her to sacrifice her life for a bag of tennis balls. Netizens point out they have never seen her daughters eat a home-cooked meal, ever. The next thing CPS looks for are appropriate sleeping arrangements. This is a big one. Infants need safe cribs, free of blankets and toys. Opposite children over 6 years old should typically have separate rooms.
Yeah, dude, she was so shocked too. Mommy, could you please feed us? Maybe cook us something, please? She was like on the hot Cheetos. Yeah? Que chingao? In fucking Spanish.
Children over 6 years old should typically have separate rooms, and bunk beds must have safety railings for younger children. When Ash is doing a live stream, she's showing off her apartment. She does a quick peek into her daughter's room. They share a room, 16 and 13, and netizens are very quick to point out, wait, is that a singular air mattress on the floor for both the girls to sleep in? Just a singular air mattress in the room for both of her daughters to share. When netizens start pointing that out, Ashley states that they're not staying with her, implying it's fine because they're only here once in a while. They're staying with her parents. And again, not being able to afford proper furniture for children is not something that parents should be ashamed of. It's very difficult to provide the necessities these days. But Ashley should be ashamed. She gives her daughters an air mattress, not because of her lack of funds. It is her gross misappropriation of those funds. It's estimated that on her live streams, in gifts, donations alone, she brings in around $1,000 to $2,000 in a singular day. $1,000 to $2,000 a day. She says the most she's ever brought in 2.5 hours was $12,000. She's constantly on TikTok lives doing these hauls. She shows off her new shoes. She's unboxing it. They're slippers. They're house slippers. And she says, these are not Temu. Trust me, I wish they were. And she opens up her Balenciaga slipper box and she's aggressively showing the Balenciaga tag to the camera.
All my name brand stuff is actually name brand.
Even when she does a makeup haul, she's insufferable. She says, I only spent $395 at Ulta. I was just putting things in the bag. I wasn't even looking at the prices. I literally thought that I was gonna spend $1,000, but no, I only spent like $400. She says things like, $3,000 is like dirt to me because I don't need it. It's trash, but if y'all need it, I'll throw it to you. She gets herself the newest iPhone and
buy a fucking treadmill. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She gets herself the newest iPhone in pink because, of course, Miss Ashley Trevino is a pretty little princess. She goes to purchase a Louis Vuitton purse, and I'm not entirely sure why she chooses this purse, but it's quite literally a carry-on bag. She just buys a giant-sized duffel bag, but uses it as a purse. She just always has it like on the crook of her elbow. And she just starts carrying around a Louis Vuitton travel bag to the point where it has sparked a trend on TikTok where people say, I'm Ash Trevino and I'm showing you my outfit for the day. And they're hooking on literal suitcases to the crook of their elbows because it's just the most...
Is it like a tote bag or...
No, it's a duffel with the two short handles. Yeah, the Louis Vuitton duffels.
Actual duffel bag.
Yes, an actual duffel bag. It's like the size of her. She said she paid paid $3,000. I guess she paid that much to look ridiculous. There's also a clip of her where she's seen out shopping and she has this little Louis Vuitton bag. And it's not a purse, it's the actual shopping bag, indicating that she just got out of the store. And when she sees somebody recording her, she places it straight in front of her and starts swinging it around. It is the strangest thing.
You can tell when a motherfucker isn't used to having nice things. You're not used to having nice things, girl.
It is the strangest thing. She says, I kid you not, I already bought 2 Louis purses over $6,000 within a month, couple weeks. Sunglasses from Louis, my apartment. I'm telling you, it's good money. She's talking about TikTok lives. She brags about spending $327 at the Cheesecake Factory for 2 people, which I will be real with you. The Cheesecake Factory is not cheap, but it's also not that expensive. But she can't afford beds for her kids. Her explanation to netizens, and I don't know if she's going to have a chance to explain this to CPS workers or if they're even going to ask, but I digress. She explained.
For sure, but now that I know that they fixed up their room, you see the LED lights? They fixed up their room. They brought their cajones back from my mom's house because they had their vanity stuff over there. They brought everything back. So now I'm going to buy them a bed for Christmas. But I'm going to get it before Christmas. But I don't know if I should get them bunk beds because they're older or if I should get them one bed to share.
That's crazy.
You're raking in $12K in 2 days. And you're like, maybe I should get them one bed and they could just share that one bed. Decisions.
That she's just not sure which bed to get them, and that's the reason that she's stalling from purchasing a bed. But she continues to spend so much money. She spends, I would assume, thousands of dollars every single week on DoorDash, Ubers, and Airbnbs, as well as alcohol.
Like she's living at different Airbnbs?
Yes, she just loves to go to different Airbnbs and just party with 19-year-olds that she meets on TikTok. This is a 36-year-old woman. This is oddly infuriating, but it's not just material goods that she's purchasing. At one point, Ashley leaves her kids at home to go to Disneyland. She lives in Texas, so she flies to Disney, which Disney adults, great, do your thing. But also, if you have children and you love Disney, I can't imagine not wanting to experience it with them. When netizens call her out on this, like, this is so weird. You've got 2 girls and you go to Disney by yourself?
I didn't take them to Disney. I've said this before. If you were not on that live, I'm sorry you weren't there. But I did not take them to Disney because my kids do not fly.
What do you mean when she said that they don't fly?
They don't like to
Guys, they're scared of rats, so they don't like Mickey.
get on an airplane, which is not true. Her kids have TikTok accounts, and one of them debunked her, literally saying, I don't know why she said that. Like, I fly. Like, I'm not scared of airplanes. This is so weird. And
The kids themselves were like, that's bullshit.
Is because of school. Why doesn't she just take them when they're on break? It's not like she has to go Monday through Wednesday. She could go on the weekend or during spring break. But the bragging never ends. Ashley Trevino even casually brags about getting a BMW. She just is in a BMW one day. She's sitting there eating In-N-Out live streaming, and she's showing her face. So she's sitting in the driver's seat eating In-N-Out, and she goes, y'all, I'm eating In-N-Out. And then she takes time to reverse the camera to show the steering wheel, and she said, okay, I got a BMW and it suits me. Sunroof, and it's nice. Like, it has an LED light over here and over here on the dash as well.
Did she buy a BMW or is she?
So clearly she can afford a bed. She also makes fun of her friends for flying Spirit while she flies first class. It is expected by CPS that parents provide a safe environment for their children. Interactions between family members are evaluated to identify nurturing relationships or potential signs of emotional or physical abuse. In another live stream, Ashley is on live while she's on the phone with her daughter. She asks her daughter, do you want lip fillers? Which her daughters, even if they were of age, they're 13 and 16, I wouldn't feel comfortable with my mom asking me that. I would feel pretty insecure.
Do you want lip filler?
No, my lips are actually big.
They're not that big, baby.
Okay, but they're big enough for me.
They're not that big.
Why are you being a hater?
Let me see.
They look like the same size as yours.
No, they don't.
Mom, yes they do.
And no, they don't.
Yes, let's go, bro. Let's give your own daughter body insecurities. It's like she's competing with her too, almost like she sees her own daughter as competition or something. Like when she goes, oh, they're just as big as yours, she almost gets like offended, like, nuh-uh, I'm better than you.
She's timing her daughter and smirking on the camera at her own daughter's lips, and she's scoffing. In a separate live stream, she's on FaceTime again with her daughter, and her daughter says, my nose is so perfect. This is a little taken out of context, and I'll explain, but it has gone viral.
Yeah, my nose is so perfect.
No, your nose is not perfect.
Your nose ain't either.
Bye.
Now, to be fair, this is because her daughter did get a nose piercing, and this is the FaceTime where she reveals it to her mom. So she does have some right, I guess, to be angry, but not really, because she's not mothering them well anyway, regardless. But netizens don't think that makes this any better. This is the same woman that on live stream, she called her own 2 daughters slurs while laughing.
Such as?
Slurs targeted towards the Mexican community.
Whoa. Okay, so she's racist towards her own people, but then also towards her own daughters.
In another clip, she's talking to her kids and they're arguing. I have an A+ in every class. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you're not. You're not. You're probably barely gonna pass anyway, literally. To which comments read, who needs enemies when you have a mom like Ash Trevino? But it's not even just the emotional abuse, because there are so many different pillars on how you take care of children. You can't even just physically provide the necessities. You have to emotionally be there and physically be there for them. Her younger daughter, E, has to go to the hospital one day. They already made it back home. She's on live stream. And Ashley, instead of taking her, jumps on another TikTok live and says, guys, this is my sickly baby. That's the one that I have to go take to the hospital and go get tested in a couple weeks. I'm not going to explain nothing else because she doesn't want me to. Mere minutes later, I don't even think 10 minutes have passed. She says, if y'all want me to tell you about my baby girl's health, go ahead and send the galaxies. Galaxies being $15 donations on TikTok, because there's tiers to the donations.
If y'all want me to tell you about my baby girl's health, go ahead and send the galaxies.
She's willing to sell her daughter's medical history for the highest bidder. In another moment that might end up in a CPS file somewhere, Ashley's live streaming. She's walking into her room dancing. One of her daughters is throwing up in the hallway. She tells her mom, Mom, I just threw up.
Mom, I just threw up.
You just threw up? Why? You're lying.
Let me throw.
She turns around and keeps dancing.
Mom, I threw up. Why are you dancing?
I thought she did. I thought she did the Nazi thing.
Bro, I was jamming to do it.
Netizens are commenting. The fact that her first instinct is to accuse her of lying? She treats her daughters like they're just roommates in their own home, like there's no relationship between them. For Thanksgiving, for example, Ashley drives her kids. The netizens are compiling on Reddit all the things that they want to send to CPS. They're like mass reporting her to CPS. For Thanksgiving, Ashley drives her kids 8 hours to El Paso, Texas, where she's going to stay with who she calls her tia. Tia meaning auntie in Spanish. But this is not Ashley's auntie. This is not the kids' tia. This is a random person that Ashley has met on the internet that she calls auntie. She's not been invited to her own parents' Thanksgiving, so she's going to a random person that she met online to her home, bringing her kids all the way to El Paso, Texas on Thanksgiving, leaving them sick and alone in the Airbnb. She's like, go order DoorDash for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go get drunk at the bars. And she's live streaming all of this.
Wait, I'm so sorry. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You're going to the stranger's house.
Yeah, and then so she rented an Airbnb in El Paso, Texas. And she goes to El Paso to meet up with her auntie that is a stranger that she meets online. She brings her kids, throws them into the Airbnb, and is like, here, order DoorDash because I'm about to go out with the auntie that I met on TikTok and a bunch of her friends.
Oh my God.
On Thanksgiving, she's like, just order whatever you want. But it's already not a good look, but it gets worse. While she's posting in El Paso, because she does not understand that live streaming does not...
I'm gonna go hang out with some borderline underage kids. I'm 36, by the way. You guys order whatever you want on this holiday where it's dedicated to being together and being thankful for your family. Anyway, bye.
But it gets worse. While she's posting in El Paso, because she does not understand that live streaming does not mean that you have to stream the entirety of your life, she starts posting about being in El Paso. Another creator on TikTok sees this and posts a TikTok where she is tying her hair up into a messy bun, and she says, when you find out Ashley Trevino is in El Paso, indicating she's trying to fight Ashley Trevino. Ash, a full mother of 2, starts mocking the creator on her live stream.
She's like, when you find out Ash Trevino's in El Paso, I'm in El Paso and I'm your baby daddy. What are you gonna do?
She proceeds to tell the girl, then pull up then, and gives out the very specific bar that she will be visiting later that night. She begs the creator to pull up because the creator is GHETTO and they're in the rich neighborhood and the cops are gonna take care of her. Ashley is live streaming at the bar, and I'm not entirely sure why she looks so surprised when the creator that she has been taunting the entire night does indeed show up to the bar. Since she's pretty much given out her GPS coordinates and everything. She's just sitting there while the other creator is saying, you asked me to pull up, you asked me to pull up, and now you don't want to say anything, you asked me to pull up.
She was about that shit. She was about that live. She showed up. She was actually...
While the other creator is saying, you asked me to pull up, you asked me to pull up, and now you don't want to say anything, you asked me to pull up. The situation escalates to some mediocre hair pulling before everybody is kicked out of the establishment. The other creator goes on live to talk about what happened, and she says, this is me. I was like, so you tell me to pull up, you tell me to pull up, and Ash starts getting up. So I went and I grabbed her hair. I snatched that. Bro, tell me why her hair feels like grass, bro. I grabbed it and it ripped off. Ash is later live streaming, brushing her hair with her fingers, saying, I don't even have my bobby pin anymore. I think she took it. I really do think she took it like for an autograph or something because I don't have it anymore. You would have thought like a that didn't like me was gonna swing. She would have swung at the okay? This pulls my hair. Like it's the first reaction this does. And I'm like, she pulled my hair. And this fat is really fat. She's saying all of this in the car while the stranger that she met on
Honey, I'm sorry, bro. Like, friendly fire, man. Friendly fire is not cool. You can get banned for that. Literally 300 pounds.
TikTok, the auntie is driving. But now, to some extent, this auntie is intoxicated. They were live streaming in the bar where viewers clearly see her drinking. So now the drinking and driving is being live documented. When they get back to the auntie's house, the kids end up coming there, and E, the younger daughter, is not feeling well. She feels sick, she wants to throw up. On top of that, she's likely stressed and freaking out, or at least anxious about the bar fight that Ashley got into, because she tells Ashley, I saw the video of what happened at the bar, like I was watching the live. And if you're wondering, how do I know all of this? It's because Ashley is still live streaming right now at the auntie's house. And when they're at the Tia's house, when the night is over, the Tia's ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend come over and a whole fight breaks out. Ashley is live streaming, you can't see too much. The cameraman is not doing their job because they're in the middle of the fight. Eventually, Ashley decides to call the police, but she's still live streaming. She does not turn it off. She does not mute her phone. She goes on to tell the police that they need to hurry and come, and here is the address. She says her auntie's full residential home address on the live stream. She doxes this auntie's place of residence, but also the place that she brought her children to. The police leave, and the auntie and all of them go back to Ashley's rented Airbnb because they don't feel safe there anymore. Which, side note, this is actually where a viral TikTok clip is formed. Ash Trevino calls her private parts her nunu, and she has this whole song about it.
That's what she calls her cooch? A nunu?
And people have this running joke that her nunu, her private spots, are quite smelly. They don't smell good. And there's this one clip that's...
Yo, hearing Stephanie talk like that is just so fucking funny. Like she tries to keep it elegant, she tries to keep it classy, but it's just so funny.
Private spots are quite smelly. They don't smell good. And there's this...
It's quite smelly.
And she's asking her auntie, does it smell? Yeah, does it smell? 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 Did it smell?
She asks people?
And she's asking her like 10 times while she's on live stream. Did it smell? Did it smell?
Ew! She looks like she smells here. That's her nunu, bro.
The context of this is she was vaping in the bathroom, and she didn't want her kids to know that she was vaping in the bathroom. But that doesn't even make sense because they're in a different live. She was caught giving her kids her vape to use. So I don't know why she's asking if it smelled, if she was insinuating something else and then was trying to cover it up with this whole vape story. But it's become this whole internet meme with a life of its own of, did it smell? Did it smell? Did it smell? No, but did it smell? So the group of them, they're now back at Ashley's Airbnb, and the daughters are there. Ashley is live streaming, and she's standing there chowing down on fries, and you just hear the auntie talking to her because a physical fight broke out. To, I don't know the extent, but it seems like to some extent there was domestic violence. This is the auntie's ex-boyfriend that came, and a physical altercation took place between him and the auntie. And the auntie, she's dry heaving because it's pretty clear that from the perspective of the live stream, she was harmed physically to some level.
Oh.
She tells Ashley, I don't know how much abuse I told you about, but I never told my daughter about it. It is so ridiculous because Ashley continues chowing down on the fries that someone even comments, and back to the food we go. The El Paso incident, it becomes dubbed that in the Ash Trevino lore, is just this incredibly idiotic and unsafe situation. The drinking and driving, obviously, but also the fact that Ashley is egging a stranger to come and fight her, even though her kids are in town. She doxes her auntie. She confronts the stranger at the bar. I mean, there's so much going on, and it's just flat out dumb. But the most mind-numbing thing, the most mind-numbing part of all of this is this isn't even the first time that somebody pulls up to fight Ashley. She has been through this whole rodeo before. Ashley has started getting herself into altercations with other TikTokers, one of them being a creator by the name of Tampa Bay, who has taken the initiative to create a GoFundMe to support her travel fees to go to Ashley's home to physically assault her and pull up, which I like to mind my own business most of the time. I don't know the first thing about Tampa Bay, but I do know that Ashley should understand that whatever she is doing online is going to come back to her kids.
Wait, who's that? Who's that? Wait, who's that? This is one of those girls I would not fight. These kind of girls, they can do damage, bro. They can do some damage.
Itself into altercations with doing online is going to come back to her kids.
Wait, who's that? Who's that? Wait, who's that? This is one of those girls I would not fight. These kind of girls, they can do damage, bro. They can do some damage.
Itself into altercations with other TikTokers, one of them being a creator by the name of Tampa Bay, who has taken the initiative to create a GoFundMe to support her travel fees to go to Ashley's home to physically assault her and pull up, which I like to mind my own business most of the time. I don't know the first thing about Tampa Bay, but I do know that Ashley should understand that whatever she is doing online is going to come back to her kids. There are creators out there that are wanting to find Ashley's home and confront her home where her kids often stay. It's a dangerous situation overall. Ashley would even tell Tampa Bay, pull up to my house then, pull up.
Tampa Bay said she was gonna come in 5 weeks.
I'll be waiting.
Tampa Bay does in fact pull up. Thankfully, the kids are fine. Well, fine in that situation. But Ashley has repeatedly doxed her home address with no regard for her kids' safety. There have been incidents where the girls, the children, have noticed strange cars driving around, scoping out their house, and naturally they get very concerned, they get very anxious, very worried. They call the police. The two daughters and Ashley are home. Ashley is home. The guardian is home. The police arrive. They have to take a report. Ashley lets her two girls talk to the police officer while she stands there, pointing her finger in the air, holding up her phone. She's in the midst of a very intense, cutthroat TikTok battle. This is how she signals donate, donate. So you know TikTok battles, you see the lifeline go up and you're trying to get donations to beat the other creator. You have to keep doing some tapping motion to indicate like donate, donate, donate. This is her favorite thing, to tap in the air. And that means donate to me, donate to me. And she's tapping. I mean, nothing, not even her safety, her children's safety is going to get in the way of her getting those freaking galaxies. She goes out to the front to get a view of the cop car. She's showing this in the back, the officer, and she's whispering, double it, double it, double it, double it, double it, double it, come on, double it, double it, double it.
Is she whispering or?
Yeah, but I'm sure the officer can hear her. In another clip, she tells Alive that her daughter has a burn, and she asks, what can I put on their burn? She's on the phone with her friend who says, I really think you should take your daughter to urgent care if it's bad. Can you send me a picture of it? Then I'm gonna have to get a freaking Uber. Okay, just because you have to get an Uber doesn't mean you shouldn't take her to the freaking urgent care. I know, but I have to get up early tomorrow. So now she is physically neglecting her children as well. But it does get worse. When one is watching an Ash Trevino live stream, there's always one thing that gets brought up, used, seen, just peeking from the side somewhere like a little stalker, and it's her adult device, specifically one that is shaped like a rose. I'm just gonna call it the rose. The
Bruh. Oh, bro, imagine, I'm gonna throw up. That shit probably rotting away, bro.
There is a lot about the job isn't actually that fun that I have now automated away.
Ash Trevino live stream. There's always one thing that gets brought up, used, seen, just peeking from the side somewhere like a little stalker.
She needs me in a little bit.
And the daughter asks, what's her name? Who? The Rose, what's her name? Oh, I haven't named her yet. What should we name her?
It's just out in the open?
H. She says her name, her own name. The daughter says her own name because she's 16. She doesn't know what's going on. And the mom says, ew, I don't want to name her that. Ashley just has this strange belief that is so untethered from reality that if she says something during a live stream, it just goes floating into the ether. It can never be used against her. She admits to her viewers on live that she used to have this crazy animosity towards her eldest daughter. She says she didn't even like the fact that her children's father always paid more attention to their daughter than to her.
That is wild.
No, you know what? Yeah, somebody pointed this out in chat. In Hispanic households, this is pretty common, where insecure mothers, like when they have children or daughters, they get like competitive with their own, with their own daughters, almost like they're another girl, like almost like some Mean Girls type shit in high school where they antagonize them. Where like, oh, I have to be prettier than them. I can't let them be prettier than me or outshine me. Blah, 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 yeah.
Because it's a little child that needs a lot of attention and care to fully develop into a functioning human being, and that is the responsibility of both parents. But to Ashley, this is rather unacceptable. One of the 7 deadly sins, if you ask her. She claims that she would get so upset that she would grab her daughter H by the hair and yank her to the ground, and she's saying all of this proudly.
Ashley literally has been through, like, the bottom of her life. Like, I'm telling you, whenever we lived with her dad, I used to pull her by the hair because I was so mad at her. Like, I feel like he loved her more than he loved me, and so, like, I took my anger out on her. And she doesn't even, like, hate me for that.
This girl's just here listening to this shit like,
Hate me for that. Like, she doesn't even remember that.
Netizens are threatening, if not already dialing CPS on Ashley for that clip alone. They're commenting about how crazy this is that she's jealous of her own child. Ashley decides to then further address the situation on a separate live stream, clarifying. By the way, she's doing her makeup while clarifying this very serious allegation, and the beauty blender she is using is the biggest makeup sponge I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. It's the size of a dish sponge. But that's neither here nor there. She continues, she states, was I hit as a kid? Yes. I was always hit as a kid. That's why I wouldn't hit my kids. I never abused my daughter, you guys. What I said was I would get mad at her. Yes, I would. I pulled her hair. Yeah, but I never abused her. I never hit my kids, you guys. That's one thing y'all need to understand. The only reason that I pulled her hair was because she ran from me and I tried to grab her, and instead I grabbed her hair. I never abused my kids. I never hit my kids. If you ask my kids if I hit them, I don't hit them. That's why they don't listen to me. And this was when she was little. This was a long time ago. I don't care. Y'all can sit there and call me an abuser, call me what you want, but at the end of the day, my kids know I never abuse them. They never have bruises on them. If anything, I bribe my kids with money.
If the mom said that, the kids in the courtroom would be like.
But then on a separate live stream, she'll also admit that she almost went to jail. She says, how did the glass break? So I'm implying, I'm deducing that there was some broken glass and everybody was asking her about it. She said, I threw the glass. I broke my phone too. My phone's broke right now. 2 days ago, me and my daughter got into it and she threw a chair at me and my leg is bruised. She put her hands on me and I already told her, stop putting your hands on me, bro. This is not the first time she's done that. we can somewhat decipher that she threw her phone and some sort of glass object. And she does even more alarming stuff. These are all the things that people are trying to report to CPS. Ashley is on the phone with a romantic interest of hers. He's on speakerphone, and Ashley has her daughter right next to her. The guy asks her,
"Hey, can I ask you a question? Can I take it to my crib?"
Sure, go ahead. Just don't fucking take advantage of my daughter.
What?
speakerphone, and Ashley has her daughter right next to her. The guy asks her,
"Hey, can I ask you a question? Can I take it to my crib?"
Sure, go ahead. Just don't fucking take advantage of my daughter.
The guy, who I assume has to be like 18 and up, right? Asking to just take her daughter like an object, and then the mom just being okay with it. Just don't take advantage of her.
Wait, what you said?
Just don't make me a grandma.
What?
yeah. Exactly. Why are you even saying that? Why are you
she's a
bringing up Woody
minor,
Allen
bro.
right now? Later on a live stream, she says, it's like one of my kids. She meets a guy. She likes him. Hypothetically, this is what she's saying hypothetically. She wants to do something. The guy asks her, how old are you? She says, I'm 18. I'm 17. She's 15 at this point. Guy believes it. And then I find out, honestly, if I find out my daughter's doing something, I'm not going to sit there and call the cops. I was her age once. I was doing it, so.
Wait, what? Wait. Oh, is this the mom's words? It sounded like for a second Stephanie said, I mean, low-key, I was doing the same thing.
But the alarming stuff comes in by the types of people that she decides to surround herself and indirectly put in her daughter's paths. She goes on a live stream to talk about writing to Chris Watts, the infamous killer who killed his wife and his 2 kids. Her friend tells her that he's evil, that he killed his wife and kids. And Ashley responds, well, maybe he killed his wife because he's not happy.
Bro.
And said that the episode on Chris Watts on some sort of crime show made her fall asleep. It is just rude. What do you mean? 3 people lost their lives and you're falling asleep on the couch?
So she
Do
just
you
like
know what an
victim
inmate hopper
blamed
is? It's someone who likes to
fun.
date inmates and will jump from one inmate to another. Typically, I would imagine they themselves are not an inmate, so they're, instead of on Hinge, they're exclusively finding romantic partners on writeaprisoner.com. And Ashley Trevino gets known on TikTok for being an inmate hopper. But it really all starts with this very awkward moment when she live streams herself picking up her boyfriend of 9 months from jail while he's being released.
Wait, is this the one that happened?
No, that was a separate person who likes to sleep with inmates when they get out, or she slept with one inmate and it was connected to Wade Wilson because she was like, Wade Wilson, hi, and then recovered. Yeah, it's like a thing.
Shit, inmate
It's a
hopper,
thing, yes.
bro.
She brings him to this hotel room. There's a giant heart on the hotel bed made out of roses. She has a whole snack basket picked out for him, and he's just walking in, and the whole live stream is uncomfortably awkward.
Girl, have some fucking respect for yourself. First of all, let's ignore the fact that this is a fucking bum. This is a man's job to be doing this for you. You're doing this as the woman, and then for bums that get out of jail. Have some fucking self-respect.
He's ignoring her. He doesn't seem excited to be there. He doesn't even look excited to be a free man. It almost appears by some netizens' perspectives that the prospect of him getting into bed with Ashley Trevino, he'd rather go back into his cell. And the energy, the visuals are just off, and people are commenting. I remember when my ex came out of jail, he literally could not stop touching me nonstop. He would not stop holding me. He would not stop paying attention to me. Jesse showed no interest in her. This is so sad. It is pretty clear that Jesse was likely using her for commissary funds when he was in prison. Even when they live stream together, he looks like he wants to keep a safe 6 feet social distancing space between them. But before you even feel
Oh no, he was like, oh, that new staying.
social distancing space between them. But before you even feel a tiny modest sympathy for Ashley, she also gets upset when Jesse wants to see his own children because she doesn't want his child's mother in his life. Within 3 days of Jesse being out, she's calling him her husband. People are confronting her about the fact that he has his child's mother's face tattooed on him, and they tell her, hey, are you not upset? They're just trying to start drama. Okay, they're egging her on, the netizens. They're like, are you not upset? You don't want your face tattooed on Jesse? And she gets very defensive. I'm good. I don't need a tattoo to symbolize what I am to my husband. As long as I know where I stand with my husband, we're fine. But she gets his TikTok handle tattooed on her. Not even his name, the TikTok handle. Like, at Rotten Mango, imagine you tattooing that.
Wait, she tattooed it on her body?
Yes.
Not even his name, the TikTok handle. Somebody save this torta. Somebody please save this torta.
The relationship lasts somewhere in the ballpark of 8 business days before Ashley is on live stream ranting, clapping her hands as if we are the ones to blame for this. She says, and that's what irritates me. Y'all think you know him? Y'all don't, bro. I was with him for 9 months, holding him down, and he's talked so much crap about me. The tears that I have to hold back when I see him. Look, he's requesting again to be in my live stream. He's requesting again. Jesse is not a nice person. Jesse is a really mean, ugly person. Y'all don't know what I've had to endure the last 2 weeks, okay? I'm not wanting to bash him. He's not a nice person. Jesse let all these females make him feel like he was just the luckiest man out there. He was just using me for clout because without Ashley, Jesse is not nothing. Without Ashley, there is no Jesse. I made Jesse. She's 36. Later in a video, she responds, why did you guys break up? So she's like reading the comments. Why did you guys break up? Because of social media. A lot of females were in his inbox. I just didn't have the trust. I would tell him I wish he was back in prison because I trusted him in prison because nobody knew who he was. Nobody was writing.
Yeah, she really showed her age right there. She called it an inbox.
I would tell him I wish he was back in prison because I trusted him in prison because nobody knew who he was. Nobody was writing to him. He wasn't calling them. You know, when he came out, I let him have social media. I gave him a little cheap phone. I told him, make a TikTok. I said, make a TikTok, babe. And that was my biggest mistake, was to let him get involved in the social media life.
How many followers does she have?
It's hard to say because she keeps getting her accounts deleted. I mean, because she'll
People
just
report her and
yeah, and then she'll just completely flash her entire bare chest on a live stream on TikTok. There are also some very strange moments in this whole relationship saga with Jessie. Ashley goes on
So
live.
she just, like,
where her
flashes
daughters are her
TikTok?
moderators. I don't know if they were her moderators for every single live, but the fact that they are her moderators and they have frequently said, like, Mom, don't do this. Mom, don't say this. They'll come into the room sometimes while she's live streaming to say, stop doing this. So it's pretty clear that they know what she's doing on live. They're watching. She states, to be honest, you guys, it's just going to give Jessie more clout.